I don't know why that makes me think of like the question of like when people go, man, who's the first person to be like, they look at a cow and they look at the udders of a cow and they go, I'm gonna drink the stuff that comes out of there.
Mm-hmm. I bet there's something good in there. Or a
Yeah.
beehive.
Yeah. Who the fuck was like, dude, check this shit out. This is awesome.
They gotta be guarding something in there. No way that many assholes are surrounding something not good.
Hello. Welcome to Time Well Meant, where coping is the name and mental illness is the game. If you're new to the podcast or if you're returning to us, we like to talk about a number of different things. We like to talk about gaming, we like to talk about the goings-ons of the internet, and we like to talk about mental health and how that relates to our personal lives. I'm Silas, apologies. I'm Silas, and I'm joined by someone who might be nominated for the Goofiest Goober, as well as Swellest Guy Awards. Kirby, how are you today?
Did they announce the results yet?
No. Next month.
Okay.
Next month. You're in the running though.
Oh, go put your votes in, people. Put those votes in for me. Yeah. So I'm Kirby, and I want a 50-80.
Yeah. Oh yeah. God, yeah.
Just
to right off the bat. 50. I feel like you're asking for a lot. I think what's funny is that
I know.
Going right into it, 2 weeks has passed. Lots happened, and one of the things that's happened is the 50 series has come out. And god damn it, I know what you mean. I want a 50-80. I'd settle for like a 50-70. I feel like, you know what I mean. I feel like I'd be okay. I know that our buddy Taylor wants a 50-90, which
he has an entire computer built just waiting on the GPU now, right?
Yep.
That poor man
built the entire
He's gonna be sad for the next 3 to 6 months.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think so. Funnily enough, he's the one who actually got me my 3080, and I want to say that I waited, probably like 36 months before it was on back order forever and ever. I was on the list separately, and then he had signed up before me for the sales notification that EVGA was doing.
Yeah, EVGA. Yeah. RIP,
dude. RIP EVGA. Fucking best GPU sellers. Fucking but yeah, so he got me the thing, and then as soon as he got the card, he was like, "Nah, you want this?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, I want it." Maxed out my credit card and everything for it. That was great.
Yep. I was on the same thing. That's the only reason I was able to get my 3080 was that EVGA wait list.
Yeah.
So sad that they're not doing it anymore with NVIDIA. I think they still make AMD cards.
Yeah. It's one of those things, man, that like you don't appreciate such a good thing until it's gone. And I think that's kind of how I am with EVGA, where like I've had zero issues with my 3080. Like the best graphics card I've ever had. Such a fucking rock solid card. And I'm like, and I think I want to say my RMA is still good for like another year or so. I got like 3 or 4 years, but oh man.
I was just thinking about that today. I don't know. Mine might be good till the end of the year or so. Maybe. Yeah. I don't remember when they came out or what their warranty is.
Yeah, I'd have to log into my like fucking EVGA account and look and figure that out. But yeah, man, dude, the 50s, and the funny thing is I haven't really been keeping track. I guess because I'm not really in the market to like buy a new graphics card, so I'm not paying as close attention. Like when the 3080s were coming out, man, I was looking at specs, I was watching reviews, I was looking at videos. I was, there and ready and prepped. But with these cards, it's just like I don't really care, and I think it's just because I don't have any interest in purchasing one. The last graphics card that I did any research on was the 4060s because I bought one for my girlfriend. To replace the graphics card that she had, which was going out. And that's the last time I like looked at really computer parts in general. My rig has been, knock on wood, solid up to this point. So I haven't really had to worry about that sort of thing. But would like a 5080.
I've been half jokingly, but mostly seriously telling my wife repeatedly since that launch day, like if I see one in stock, there's going to be $1,000 out of the bank account gone.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, NVIDIA, they're basically like limited edition, collector's edition type things. They only released like 35 of them worldwide.
Yeah.
And scalpers got them all.
Oh, yeah. It's
bad. Have you seen them on eBay?
Oh, I'm sure they're insane.
Dude, there's 5090s for $5K.
Yeah, does not surprise
Yeah.
me. It's insane. I really wish that we lived in a world where people weren't willing to pay those prices. You know what I mean? Like I really wish that people were more willing to be like, you know what, fuck you. I'm not gonna pay $5,000 for $1,000 product. Like, I'm not gonna pay 5 times the cost. Or I kind of wish that we lived in a place where like, scalpers were like, I'm gonna upsell like $200 and make like a little profit, and they're like, no, I have to fuck you. I have to fuck you and get all the money that I can out of you. It's pathetic, man.
I know a guy, and I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I know a guy, and he has scalped those Stanley Cups, makes stupid
shit.
money on these damn cups, has bots buying the
Really?
limited edition cups, and then he puts them on like Facebook Market and shit for 2 and 3 times their value, or he'll sit on them. He literally has a stash that he sat on for years, and then he sold them, I don't even know how much, made hella profit off of them.
Damn.
But because of his associations in that scalping bot world, he showed me a Discord server, and this dude had 10 5090s just sitting on his desk piled up. Like, dude, you dropped 20 grand? A 5090's 2K.
Yeah.
So he dropped 20 grand. Yeah, crazy.
But he's gonna make 5 times that. He's gonna make, or if he buys it for 2 and sells it for 5,
I mean, even 4, you're doubling all your money.
Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous. To me, it's just scummy, man. Like, I mean, there's a lot of scummy shit that people do in the world. I feel like, we could probably have a whole podcast talking about scams, like phone scams, people scamming, through different means. Scams in general are just like, I can get if you're doing it because you're desperate, right? If you're like, you really need something, but at the same time, if you have no need for it, why like if you don't need that extra fucking,
you don't need
5090,
5090s.
Yeah, exactly. If you just need the one, why, I don't know, man.
So
it's just fucked.
Here's the thing that was said to me.
Mm-hmm.
In the example of the Stanley Cup, I feel is easier to palate.
Mm-hmm.
If he buys a cup for $50 and then puts it on Facebook Market for $250, he's not forcing anyone to buy it. People reach out to him, hey, give me that cup. Where do you want to meet? I got cash.
True. Yeah.
And it's like, if they're willing to do it, if they're that stupid, why would I leave money on the table from that person's perspective?
Listen, I'm the type of guy who appreciates an argument from both sides, right? No matter what, what it is, I'm willing to listen, right? I think that's kind of the big problem with people today, is that they're not willing to listen to what the other side has to say. So I can kind of see that, where it's like, man, if you're willing to pay the fucking money, hey,
whose fault is it at that point? It's you for calling me and handing me cash.
Yeah. At the same time,
I get real salty.
Yeah.
I get real salty when they start talking about these GPUs, because I'm like, dude, so many people, just a couple people that we know, and so many people just want the goddamn card.
Yeah.
But ultimately, at the end of the day, I was a little salty about it for a period, and I was like, I'm kind of just upset because I can't have the new toy that I want that I don't actually need.
Yeah. I think the thing that kind of where I'm at now is, it's not a matter of like, because here's the thing, scalping really only works for so long. Eventually the stock catches up, right? I can go out tomorrow and get a fucking 4080
A
or
PS5.
Yeah. Like, and that's nothing. So eventually the stock will catch up. Yeah, you'll be a little bit outdated. It's not the biggest deal in the world, man. It's not, again, with my 3080, I didn't get to get one on day one. I really wanted one. I was there on the website trying to buy one.
You watched it go from coming soon to sold out.
Yeah. Oh man, I remember being on that Best Buy website trying to get an Asus card, and nope.
I was there too, dude. I was working at Best Buy the day the 3080s launched, and I remember the line of people outside. And I walked outside for a smoke break, and I was like, "Hey, I hate to break all y'all's little hearts. There ain't a goddamn GPU in this store."
Yeah. It's it's one of those things, man. Like it almost reminds me of like I know that you've done this before, because I think we might have had this discussion. I don't think we've ever had it on the podcast. I know we've talked about going to like midnight releases, and it kind of reminds me a little bit of that, of being like that excitement of like, oh, I want to be there for the midnight release and get it right then and there, and as soon as I can play it, or as soon as I can have it, I want to have it right then and there. That instant gratification. But it's just, Mm. The letdown never, you never grow out of it, man.
I've read a lot of people saying like Nvidia just doesn't care about gamers at this point. They're making too much money on their workstations, their AI
Yeah.
chips, those types of things. Excuse me. Um, and maybe that's true, but I don't know.
Well,
Why launch it? What's the point of saying they're launching on this day just to throw 15 of them out the window and say good luck, everybody?
because they can.
And their stock is only going to go up. Yeah.
Yeah, at this point in time right now, I don't want to get super political or into world politics, but at this point in time, yeah, they kind of need that bump in their stock. It's a crazy world out there, you know.
Did you hear about that Chinese AI that made the
Yeah.
Nvidia stock go
Oh
crazy
man,
drop? Yeah.
hilarious. Honestly, that was one of the funniest stories I read about the idea that they were making something, you know, because there's all these, you know, massive tech companies that are throwing billions of dollars. I mean, billions of dollars into AI right now. And they're you know, they're like, you know, if we have the best technology and we're, you know, throwing all the best people on it and we're doing all the best stuff, we're doing it better than the rest of the world, and we're also gatekeeping it. Because that's the other thing, that's the big thing too. It's like, well, we have these high powered GPUs and this is what's helping us progress AI. And then you have people in fucking China using fucking, like, you know, 10-year-old tech that's like, look what we just did. We just did it, you know, 10 times as good for 10 times as less. Fuck you. And oh, so funny, dude. So funny to me.
And then I've started seeing articles recently saying like, oh, it was a lie. They used way more power. They used way more money.
Yeah.
And then you have to wonder about like the validity of where you're getting this info from, or if
Yeah.
it's been manipulated in some form or fashion.
Yeah, man, I really wish that things were a little more straightforward. You know, again, I don't want to get too into politics. I will talk about Facebook a little bit. You know, I've had people recently, you know, just kind of with the way that, you know, the US is going. I've had people recently post about just various things that are happening, right? And you know, everyone's got a story and everyone's got, you know, someone's doing something wrong. And every now and then I'll see something and I go, man, is that true? And I'm the type of person to be like, I'm going to go look and find out. I'm not going to read this. There's sometimes where I'll read something and go, shrug, all right. But there's sometimes where, you know, there's legitimate, not even necessarily concern, just legitimate curiosity. And I'll go out and research. I'll go out and look it up, man. I'll get to the bottom of this mystery. You know what I mean? And 9 times out of 10, it's usually something that's hyper exaggerated.
Or it's usually somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. It's usually like something like clearly there's an agenda behind whatever post was there. And that's always just like, all right, well, I guess you achieved your job of signaling the flags and whatever for me, or I'm like, oh shit,
you mean
maybe I should
that
look
AI
into this.
picture of our president with 11 fingers wasn't true?
I can't believe this. Yeah. Making out with members of his cabinet. I can't believe this.
No, he was single-handedly saving people from that hurricane. Remember, there was photos of him walking through the water carrying people.
Who the fuck? I think it was my girlfriend that was like, she's like, I've been reposting him like kissing Elon Musk and shit like that.
I've seen that one. Yeah, dude.
I think the thing that we can all agree on, no matter how divided we are as a country, is whoever the president is, photoshopping them or photo manipulating them into doing embarrassing shit's always gonna be hilarious to me. That's always gonna be fucking funny. Oh god, yeah.
At least in the you know, I guess I wasn't around, but I wonder if, I'm sure they did. It's got to be a human thing to just make fun of the leader.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like all the Monica Lewinsky jokes from Clinton,
yeah.
You know?
All the
George Bush getting the shoe thrown at him, classic.
Dude, that was the meme edits were crazy in like early 2000, like 2002, 2000. Oh man, whatever year that was great. Yeah, I know that. I think I look at like I used to. I don't anymore. Old like political cartoons. You know, they're like really overdrawn, very, you know, hyper done political cartoons, and I always thought those were really interesting. The way that those kind of tell a story, like they say so much without saying so much. You know what I mean? You know, they're very much they're of their time, but they're also like they're telling of the era, right?
But it seems like they're always still somewhat accurate.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
see those cartoons from like the 40s talking about workers' rights, and it's like, wait a
Yeah.
minute.
Yeah, some things never change. Always gonna be something, man. It's always gonna be something. I think it's funny too. I don't want to dwell on the topic of politics, but I feel like I've had more in the past like couple weeks. I've had more political talks than like before the election, all that sort of stuff. I've just been like, anytime someone brings it up, man, I get fired up. I'm like, let's talk about it. Let's discuss this, man. We got to start talking, and I'm exhausted with it. Honestly, I'm tired of politics.
Agree. We'll scoot off it, but I think a lot of that is being caused by it appears as though there's more tangible things going on right now.
Yeah, for sure.
I have several like Hispanic friends who know people who are getting picked up. So, it's touching more people, which is making more people talk about it.
For sure. Yeah, it's definitely, it's a wild time, man. It's one of those things where I think that the real thing that I think we would want to kind of tell people and let people know is like, man, just whoever you're with right now, turn to them, just tell them you love them, right? Make sure that you do the best that you can for yourself and keep yourself safe. Keep yourself informed. I think that's probably the thing that I always try and do is I try and make sure that I don't ever want to be satisfied with the knowledge that I have. And I don't think you should be either. Like no one should ever be satisfied. Don't ever think like I know enough, because you don't, and you never will. And that's just, and then
that's such a funny thought to me. You know what? I've learned enough. No more new things.
Cutting it off here. Cause I think that there's always room to learn. And I think the moment that I feel like I've maybe said this before, but the moment that you decide like, I know enough, or I don't need to learn anymore, or I don't need to grow anymore. What's the point of living? You know what I mean? What's the point of continuing on in this, odd, weird world that we live in, right? Floating on this rock through the void. And there's no point in it at that point. And if there's no point, then, what is meaning and all that other deep philosophical bullshit. But
you gotta make the meaning. Do your best.
Exactly.
Have fun. Be chill.
Love people.
Take care of your family, your friends.
Yeah.
Love them. Yeah.
That's all there is to it, man. Speaking of, easy, dude. Easy, GG, easy. Speaking of loving people, there's a man. So, we almost lost my favorite app, TikTok, but we didn't,
Yay.
Some miracle, yippee. But one thing that I found, man, is, TikTok's just like a weird, platform in general. It hosts a number of weird people. There's a guy that I've seen and been following for a little while, and he's called The Trash Man. That's his like username.
Is that It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia reference?
It might be. He's an actual trash man. So but it may
Danny
be
DeVito is also the trash man.
Oh, that's funny. He might be making a reference to that as well. He got popular from just like eating whole heads of lettuce. Like that's his whole thing. Is he just tries different combinations. Like he'll eat he's eating the whole head of lettuce. And he's like a fitness guy. He's like fit, but like he'll do like, here's some chicken and some like bacon bits, and here's this ranch, and he's throwing it on top of the head of lettuce and just eating the whole goddamn thing, right? And that's how he got popular. That's like,
why are we wasting time with this podcast? Get some lettuce.
Get a whole ass head of lettuce. But no, I always find it funny of like how people can get popular and like the little niches that kind of build through that, right? So like from there, he like started this whole trend of people like being, well, I'm going to try that. And like, I decided like they have their different methods of doing it. All that to be said is just like,
I'm just sitting there thinking logistically, I need to crack open the head of lettuce a little bit and throw my bacon and shit in there.
So I'm going to tell you his strategy. His strategy, he peels the top layer off. Cause obviously that's kind of the, you wash the lettuce, but that's like, you peel the top layer off. That's underneath is going to be clean. Right. The way that he starts off stacking his toppings is he takes a big bite from the top and then fills the bite up.
Creates a crater in there.
He's creating the crater that then he can fill with toppings.
Beautiful. And is there any dressings on this, or is just
he does? Yeah. Oh, he'll try all different types of dressings, all different types of salad related stuff.
Dude, I'm picturing he gets like a vinaigrette or something, and it's just all over his hands.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 1,000,000%.
Fuck.
Yeah, 1,000,000%.
I don't want to go on TikTok. Send me some of this.
Yeah, I will. He wasn't even the one I went. I was just making him as a point of like, it's just odd. It's just very odd. TikTok's a very odd place. Another
I could
guy
talk
that
about this the rest of the episode. I need all the details on this head of lettuce in your hands.
he's one of those that like you come across and then you see and it's like, what the fuck? And the thing about it is too is like you see his videos and they're so curated, and then you see his live streams and it's very much like he's just kind of sitting there reading chat. He's like so much more chilled out because he doesn't have anything to say all the time. He's not filling all the time. He's just kind of there in the moment. And that kind of goes into what I wanted to talk about, which is TikTok lives. And there's plenty of things that can be said about TikTok lives. We could talk about the e-beggars and the NPCs and all these people.
Yep.
What I want to talk about is a growing trend. This is something that I don't know what's happening with my algorithm that's feeding this to me. I love it. Keep it up, TikTok. I'm proud of you. This has been happening for a while. Really old people playing video games. It's fucking awesome.
Cool.
Like to me, it's one of those things, man, where like I find it so satisfying watching someone from an older generation get really into a video game, right?
Yeah.
My favorite example is my mom. My mom started playing mobile games, right? She has this solitaire game that she really, really likes, and she's gotten really, really into it. She has a club that she's in, and they're in like a competitive league of solitaire. It's crazy, dude.
Competitive solitaire?
Yeah. So it's a whole that and so we've talked about it before, and she's like had some gamer complaints to me. She told me the story. I love you, Mom. I don't mean to embarrass you. I think this is a fucking awesome story because it relates so much to me. She talked about how at one point in time she was so frustrated with the game that she threw a tablet and broke it. She was like, fuck, you know what I mean? Just how, and I was like, when we had this conversation, I was like, it was such a like beautiful, like relating moment, right? Where, I was like, now you know how it feels when I would like slam my controller and you would get on to me about it, right?
Yeah.
Or I would like, get really upset. Now you know exactly what I'm feeling, which I always thought was just like, oh man. And so, but it's just interesting to be able to talk to like her about, gaming and her having, so much more of an interest in it. And one of the guys that I've come across is this guy named Mickey, on TikTok Live. His tag is Dad and Taz, and he plays Rocket League. He's this old. I mean, the guy's got to be like in his 60s, and he plays He plays competitive like ones. And
tell me he's better than both of us,
dude. He's actually pretty good. It's one of those things where like he plays Rocket League, he plays Fortnite. Those are the two games that I've ever seen him play. And it's one of those things, man, where like it almost like it brings like such joy to my heart. Like I don't care, I don't know anything about this guy. I don't know about any of his history or any of his background. I know that he's got some health issues because every time I see him, he's got oxygen on. Yeah, and I want to say he might be going through some, kind of personal health issues. I'm not 100% on that. But he's just like a real swell guy. He has text to speech on for his chat. So, because he doesn't read chat, the chat talks to him basically. And he's responding like really regularly. He doesn't ever have like a whole bunch of viewers, but it's just really interesting to see him like just fucking like there's sometimes where he makes some goals and it's like, all right, dude, like get it, man. Get it, Mickey. Hell yeah. I don't know. I didn't really have a point to this other than that. I think something that I really appreciate is like older generations kind of getting into gaming, and I think it needs to happen more. You know what I mean?
Have you never seen like WoW Grandma? Oh, there was a grandma that plays, and I think she still does it. I can't confirm that, but she's playing WoW, like doing like pro raids and shit.
Fuck, hell yeah.
And then there is, I think it's just called Grandma Games or Grandma Plays Games. She plays a fuckload of Ark.
No shit.
Like she's in. You boot up her stream and she's on there taming dinosaurs and fighting battles and whatever else you do in that game.
I know me and TJ at one point in time we got beat by a duo that was called like Grandpa Rocket League or like Old Man Rocket League. Like that was the team name. Yeah. And then turns out one of them was a Twitch streamer. So I went and watched. He wasn't live at the time, but I went and watched a VOD, and it was like two old dudes playing fucking Rocket League. Yes. I'm like, damn, we got our asses kicked by them too. They beat the shit out of us.
I'm gonna need to find that clip because that's gonna be me and Zach.
Oh
Guaranteed.
man, I know.
That game just won't die. I can't get off of Rocket League.
Yeah, my funnily enough, shout out TJ. He's getting me a new Bluetooth dongle because my Bluetooth dongle that I use for my controller is fucked up. So I haven't been playing as much Rocket League.
Just plug it in.
No, because man, that's a whole fucking thing, man.
Okay.
My my controller, for whatever reason, I think it's just because I've had it for so long. The connection on the USB-C is not, it's going out. So if I move it ever so slightly, it just disconnects and it freezes Rocket League. So it's a whole thing. So I have to when I've played, I have to like just hold the controller still, and I'm just like, this is how I'm playing. Whereas
Like
normally I'm like rocking around and I'm doing my thing, you know. If I'm rolling, you know, So
since I switched from the PS4 to the PS5 controller, I've not run into that particular issue.
Well,
but I definitely would on PS4 controllers, like after a year or something, you move wrong and it just doop 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 doop.
I've had this controller for I think going on 3 years. So and it only started about a year ago. Because used to for whatever reason I couldn't get the Bluetooth to connect to my computer, and so I just had to play wired, and I played wired for years. And I mean, don't get me wrong, the controller still works perfectly. Like I said, I've had the controller for probably about 3 years now, since like 2022 or like 2021, something like that. And I mean, the thing is fucking killer. I'm always so surprised when something that I don't expect to be so well built, because I bought PS4 controllers like once every like 9 months, basically.
Dude, I just barely made the switch to PS5, and I feel like such an idiot for not switching sooner.
It was one of those things where as soon as I did switch, I was like, man, this is so weighty, and the controller feels so much fatter in my hands. And then once I got used to it, and once I realized how good it was, I was like, oh, I'm never going back. Like, this is the best controller I've ever owned. So well built, so well put together. Again, the issues that I have are usually like, it's like, God damn, I'm just now experiencing this. It's always good to have like a really well built peripheral like that. Like,
all right.
It's just,
I'll tell you the life hack. You're going to go buy your next one at Best Buy.
Oh, okay.
You get that extended warranty.
Okay.
And then at a year and 364 days, you take it back to Best Buy and you go, it broke. And all you have to pay for is the warranty. You don't have to pay for the controller at all.
Damn. There you go. There's your life hack. You
did not hear it here first from this ex-Best Buy employee. Nobody tell. Keep it to yourselves.
Don't keep this a secret. Don't tell anybody. That's good advice. There you go.
The hordes of children showing up to Best Buy. Hey, you told me to do this. You guys are time well, man.
I get it. Yeah. Hey, free advertising. There you go. Imagine we get an email from Best Buy corporate like, so we have some questions.
They've still got my email and my phone number in the system, so
that's really funny. Oh fuck, man. Yeah, it's yeah, it's one of those things, man. Old people gaming and good peripherals. I'm hoping that Mickey uses a fucking PS5 controller, because that guy is cool as fuck.
Have you seen the dude that's been floating around on like shorts and reels and stuff, playing with the USB steering wheel?
Oh, is he legitimately playing Rocket League?
Literally like flip resetting. It's crazy.
Damn, I couldn't imagine. I think, wasn't there at one point in time like some joke video that was like it was like, it had to have been one of those like YouTube's channels that focuses really heavily on like CGI, but it was like a movie trailer for like a Rocket League movie. And I was just thinking about the logistics of that, and it just wouldn't be.
Dude, they turned the Battleship board game into a movie. Come on.
True, but I feel like Rocket League would just be like, imagine like Demolitions, like being like a real like, oh shit, you know.
They'd have to explain the lore.
Yeah.
That would finally be the lore explanation of Rocket League.
How are they going to explain all the balloon
why these cars
people?
can do these things? And the balloons, that's exactly what I was going to say. Why is everybody in the stands balloons?
I do think there'd be some cool shots of like the gimbal mounted like cameras to the car that shows all the like the different mechanics of like how the car is rotating through the air and shit like that. It'd be cool. Super unrealistic. Man, I think about one like aerial, you're out. The G's that you're taking, and then like the force that of like you making contact with the ball and it stopping you so hard. Hell no.
You're forgetting a huge factor. Everybody in the Rocket League universe is balloons.
You're right, actually.
They don't experience G-force like we do.
That's true. They're all balloon people. That could be actually, now I'm thinking about it, could be a great Disney movie.
Balloon people?
No, Rocket League.
With balloon people.
With balloon people, yeah.
Okay, now how do we squeeze The Rock in there? Because you can't have a movie without The Rock.
He can voice act. He can voice act the main guy. Or you have like a balloon who's like super like buff.
Yes. Okay. Yes. It has to be in the likeness.
It's like those helium balloons, like, you know how you like the Valentine's Day balloons with like the hearts and shit. One's just shaped like The Rock, and he's just there.
It's The Rock. Yeah, and he voices it.
Yeah, and he
Perfect.
voices it. No, he doesn't voice it.
Perfect.
He voices another character, but there is a
And
rocket
Jack
balloon.
Black voices The Rock.
Absolutely. Holy shit.
Get Disney on the phone.
Oh man, absolutely. Yeah, call him up. We got a pitch for you.
Hey, Walt.
Wake him up out of the cryo. We got some stuff to talk about. Oh man. Yeah, Rocket League I think is one of those games that yeah, I think you're right. I think we'll all be old as fuck just playing Rocket League. Just like, God damn it, I don't have any boost to go for this. You know what I mean?
Damn it, Silas, we double committed again.
Yeah.
Why do we sound like Hank Hill when we're old?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I just imagine that my southern accent will come back and it'll be 10 times as thick as I get older. I don't know. I think
as you get older, your muscles weaken, including whatever muscle you use to hide your accent.
Yeah. It's funny too because like when I go back home, it pops out a little bit. You know what I mean? It's like because I grew up in a very small town, and people they talk country, right?
They do.
And so I'm very used to and the thing about it is too is I had some cousins in Washington that viciously made fun of me for how I spoke. And because of that, I stopped speaking that way, right? I normalized how I spoke.
You gotta hit it. You gotta hit him with what's y'all's problem.
No, I was like 10 at the time, and I was so self-conscious already. So
too impressionable.
Like, yeah, and so I definitely I beat that part of me down into my subconscious. But yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping that by the time I'm like 85, I'm just like I'm incoherent with how southern I'm talking.
Oh, dude, what's the
Boomhauer?
Damn it, what's the neighbor in Hank Hill? Boomhauer,
Yeah. Maybe come on, someone, yeah. We got
that dang old boost, man.
Dang old boost, yeah.
Watch this musty flick.
Yeah. I'm trying to do a flip reset, and it's so good. Oh shit!
Need a dang old 3-pointer.
Yeah, and then you see someone called Fetus Reaper 69 come online because it's someone that you added 60 million years ago.
Say that one more time.
Fetus Reaper 60. So okay, this is how I wanted to transition. So I don't know.
He's sharing his gamer tag, folks. Everybody write it down.
Yeah, this is my gamer tag. I was looking on. I recently started playing Apex again, so I was looking on my EA friends list. I don't know how. I don't know who this person is.
Used to be hot and heavy on that game. I remember.
Yeah, I just needed like a mindless shooter. I think that's kind of what it is. I haven't been playing the battle royale mode. I've been playing like the team deathmatch mode, which is nice.
There's a team deathmatch mode. Huh?
There's like a rotating mode where it's like it does control, it does team deathmatch, it does gun game, and so it's kind of like it's basically just like you just shoot other people without all of the like looting and all the other bullshit with all the strategy.
I remember the gun game in that game being kind of fun.
Yeah. So that's what I've been doing. It's just like I'll play a couple matches of that because like Rivals is fun, but it's too hero shootery. I need like more of a pure shooter, and even that like even Apex is a little bit hero shootery. But one of the things that I noticed is there's someone on my friends list named Fetus Reaper 69. I'm like, who the fuck is this? And I started thinking about this. And this is your homework for next podcast, I think. I don't know how you are. I'm the type of person who's made a lot of friends over the years with just random fucking people online, right? When back in the Overwatch days, dude, I was adding every Mercy that I found, right? Because I needed a pocket. I was adding, you know what I mean? Like I was adding people left and right, and I met a lot of people with really weird game tags, and I don't remember who the fuck they are. There's a couple people that are like, I remember you, or whatever. But dude, like there's sometimes where like I go on my Steam's friend list from all the people that I added from Rocket League. I go on my my Battle.net friends list where I'm like all the people from Overwatch, and I have no clue who these people are. And some of them have the most fucking outlandish gamer tags. Including Fetus Reaper 69. I don't know who the fuck that is.
This poor man is gonna get so many friend requests. That seems odd to me. I feel like if I added somebody with such an outlandish name, I'd remember.
Well, I don't think he had that name initially. I think he's changed it because there's people that like I was friends with initially, and they've changed it because like the thing that I like about Steam is you can go
bad
back and
on
look.
Steam. Yeah.
And he's not on Steam, so I don't know who the fuck he is, which makes it even funnier.
I don't generally add a lot of randoms.
Really?
And I feel like what happens every time I do be like, oh, that guy was cool. We were chit-chatting in the game, whatever. Hey, add me. Let's group up, whatever. I'll play with him that time and then never hear from him ever again.
Yeah, yeah. I get that. I get
So
that.
then I'm just like, what's the point in adding people? Even
Yeah,
if I have, well, I'll play Rocket League occasionally solo, have great, like multiple games in a row with a good twos part, and then just be like, see ya.
yeah, yeah. I've had a couple of games like that where I play in like threes lobbies, and it's like it'll be a three stack versus us, like a bunch of randoms or something, and we just play so well together that's like, well, I guess we're just gonna keep playing, and then we play like 5, 6, 7 matches, and then one person disconnects, and it's like, all right, well, I guess that's over, bye, and that's that. There was one time where I did that, and I had been up like all night, and I was just so sleep deprived, and I was just playing just mindless Rocket League, and I got into a lobby, and the games lasted like, I want to say we played like 20 plus matches. It was hours. It was like multiple hours of like, none of us left. I think we played like all morning.
And
It
quick
was like a
play.
Saturday or Sunday morning and just cruise
Is that
through, I don't know how many games.
is that quick play or comp?
Yeah. Oh, quick play, quick play.
Yeah.
Just lobby. Cause the thing about, Rocket League quick play is you just go right into the next match. And
Eh. I've basically stopped playing quick play
I know
in Rocket
you
League.
and TJ and Zach. None of y'all did. Every time I played with y'all, it's like straight into comp. I'm like,
Yep.
okay.
Because, I mean, I care about my rank. Ranking up's cool. But at the same time, it's really just become like a ritual of 8 and 9 p.m., 9:30. My boy Zach hops on. I see him pop up on Steam, and we just smack some balls for an hour or two. I mean, it's what we do. We know nothing different.
Yeah, yeah,
And then when we get tired of that, now I switch over to Marvel.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's just one of those things, man, where I think I played so much casual that I'm like, it's just easier for me to be like, because I really don't care about my rank to the point where like I will only play ranked when I'm with y'all, and even then I feel bad because I'm like, I
Ranked
thought I was
games are
dragging y'all
better.
down.
Ranked
Huh?
games are better.
No,
I feel like we have better, more even teammates. Sometimes you'll get in quick play, and for no obvious reason, you're playing with somebody who's never held a controller in their life before
Yeah,
on your
it's
team.
awesome.
And the other guy is on his 4th Smurf account at Grandmaster or Supersonic Legend.
Yeah. It's the best. I love it. I love in a game like that, I love the rank disparity. It's really fun.
Okay, you know what?
But not
I'm
in a
gonna
game
call you.
like Marvel.
I'm calling you out right now. What was last night? You were getting real salty last night.
Oh, about Marvel Rivals?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's because
There was, to be fair, there was the one trolling Groot
Yeah,
who
fuck that
locked
fucking
me.
guy.
He put baby in the corner,
I
trapped with
was
another
really
Groot
angry
and an
about
enemy
that guy.
rocket.
So here's the difference.
You could be salty about that one, but
Here's the
after
difference.
that, you were still kind of salty.
Here's what happens that I've noticed as I've gotten older is once I get salty, it's really hard for me to like. I have to play through the salt, otherwise I just will be salty for the rest of the day. And even still,
Sounds
like,
terrible.
it's just how I am now. Even still, like, dude, I think Marvel. Here's the thing that upsets me about Marvel Rivals. It's one of like the only things that I'm like, man, I really don't like this. And it goes it's kind of a two-part thing. One, the matchmaking, while it is like basically instant, there is zero consideration for elo. I don't even think there's MMR involved with that. Like, it doesn't ever feel the thing that I want in a game. If I'm playing like a quick play match, I get that it's going to be quick. I get that it's going to be over. I don't want to get stomped like 4 matches in a row. I don't want it to be such a disparaging match, such an uneven, like here's the thing. If we have a close game and we lose, usually I'm like, man, that sucks. But I'm not as pissed. Yeah, but it was a good game. We had some good, we had some good plays. They had some good plays. Man, it was just that one guy on the team, or like these 2 people on the team. They were just such a problem and we couldn't deal with it, right? If it's a close game and we win, it's exhilarating. It's like, oh, that was so, we barely managed to get through, and we did it just right there at the end. We really came together and just, we had all the right plays, all the right ults at all the right times. That's
Feels
cool.
good.
And it doesn't fucking happen with Marvel Rivals. It's such an inconsistent thing for me, at least. And I think the big thing too is that I'm just such an anti-ranked person. Like in general, I just don't fucking care about ranked for most games. And even when I play ranked currently, this is kind of the second part of my statement, is that even with how ranked works in Marvel, that too sucks dick, because everyone starts at the same fucking low rank, and it's a trudge. It is a literal unfun trudge through the fucking mud and dirt to get out of that rank, right? And it's not even that people in that rank, in those ranks, are bad. Sometimes, yeah, they are. Sometimes they're just absolute dog shit. But it's so discouraging to try and say, like, okay, you have to play with somebody who you don't know if they're like climbing up on a Smurf into their fucking Grandmaster ranks, or if they are just like
A
a
literal
casual,
child that says, I want to
like,
play Spider-Man.
exactly, you know, an 8-year-old who's like, I'm gonna swing around. So I don't know, man. That to me is something that kind of pisses me off. It definitely, like, because I think, you know, I can get over the heroes being super unbalanced, because they are. I think that's kind of a plain and well-known thing. I think that the hero balance is wacky, but it's also, it kind of is part of the charm. You know, the fact that I can sit there and use my fucking Winter Soldier ult for 10 straight minutes is hilarious to me. It's when, you know, there's a fucking, there's no just like MMR taken in, and I don't know what's happening behind the scenes. It's very frustrating to me.
Like, I do see that a lot, where it's like you're either stomping or getting stomped in quick play. In ranked, once I got I'm like up into gold now, it feels like the games are closer.
Yeah.
My complaint, which, you know, I'm no pro, so maybe I'm just bitching a bitch, but I feel like one role is always slacking. Like, if I'm a tank, I'm a decent tank. I can push, make space.
Yeah.
And then healers are generally okay, I think. Maybe I just don't pay enough attention. I don't feel like healers are generally the issue, but my issue is when I'm pushing and pushing and pushing and our DPS just can't get it done.
Yeah. And everyone wants to play DPS.
You look and you have a Moon Knight who's two knockouts and 10 deaths, and they're spamming heal me, heal me, heal me. Like, motherfucker, do something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of the common problem with hero shooters in general, where when you have these roles and you need multiple roles, like, I know that a lot of people on Twitter are kind of complaining right now about, oh, the triple support meta is just so unfun in it, but it's like, dude, it's not really the meta. You clearly just don't know how to play around or how to counter a triple support, right?
Dude, I can solve that. One Magneto meatball to Luna's forehead. They only have 2 supports now.
There you go, baby. You need, clearly people don't understand what a pick comp is, right? But the thing that I kind of always draw to is like, there's so many people who just want to kill people. They just want to get the kills. They just want to do the big damage. They want to see the number go up, right? They want to see their like, I just got a 6K. No one wants to play the more utility roles, right? I say that's a lie. Most people, I'd say a majority of people, don't want to play the utility roles unless you can get, like, you know, the same amount of kills that you could on Winter Soldier as you could on Luna Snow, like I can. It's like, it's just not as fun, right? It's
How
not
many
as
games you've seen me go top damage as Magneto.
Exactly. Where you're just fragging out, right? Or like our buddy Tyler just destroying their entire team on Strange, right? Like, but the thing about it is people don't see that. People don't see the fun that can be had. I feel like it's always like, I just want to do the damage. I just want to shoot the gun. I just want to be the one who kills people. I don't want to have to worry about any other mechanics. I don't want to have to worry about making space or healing my team, or, you know, being a support and doing the things with my utility to then create opportunities that allow us to win the objective-based game. Because at the end of the day, kills don't fucking matter. It's about the goddamn objective. Unless you're playing the mode called Team Deathmatch where you're killing people, it doesn't matter. You know, it doesn't matter what you're doing. Because at the end of the day, it's an objective. You gotta push that goddamn payload. Get that thing to the end. I get heated about this shit all the time. I hate hero shooters, man, but I love them.
You're still in Overwatch. It lives in your head rent free.
Dude. I mean, fuck, man. Over 2,000 hours into that game, and it's like, my brain just thinks about, man, I gotta think about, like, I've been playing with a couple of our friends lately, and it's clear to me that they haven't played as much hero shooters as I have, like as much Overwatch, or like, and that's like, it's ingrained into my brain. Like, if I'm a tank and we're in overtime, I'm not moving off that point. I'm fighting on point, right? So I will make the call outs of like, hey, fight on point, fight on point, fight on point, and then like, or like even other people, like I watch them like, they'll be on point, it'll be overtime, and I watch them like casually stroll off to go chase Wolverine into the abyss, and then the overtime bar slowly closes and we lose, and I'm like, God damn it. Ugh. That's,
dude, I had There was a game where it was in overtime. We were on defense, and Moon Knight 3 times they were in overtime, and Moon Knight 3 times put his ult behind the objective. It's like, just put it on there.
Yeah.
Just put it right on the point, bro.
Yeah. I think that's another thing is like, well, here's the thing. It opens a new era of gamers, of people who had never touched. Because I guarantee you there's a ton of people that are playing Marvel Rivals for the first time that never touched Overwatch, right?
True.
And so it opens up a new kind of chapter of gaming, and opens up a new page for people where they get to go, oh man, I get to play this new style of game that I never played before. Kind of like how I am with Deadlock, right? I never fucking put any sort of time into a MOBA until Deadlock, and now I'm hook, line, and sinkered into that game, right?
Yeah, I put way too many hours into Smite, so
Yeah.
MOBAs,
you know. But when you find the right version of that game, it's or that game type, all of a sudden you're like, I'll give this a chance, you know, I'll do it. And that to me is kind of interesting, and it's cool to see so many people be like, Marvel Rivals is so cool and so fun, and it is doing something new, and hopefully it shakes up the landscape. Hopefully, you know, games that come out will, you know, in the future, if they're hero shooters, will now try and live up and even surpass that, like, you know, style of game. But it also leads to a lot of people who don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, and Marvel Rivals, one thing I will say about it is it doesn't always completely explain things.
Yeah.
Even some of the minute details of certain characters' abilities are just not there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you have to you sit there and fuck it up 10 times, and you're like, wait a minute, does this? Holy shit, it works like that.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a lot of information to absorb, right? It's a lot to go. I remember I played Mantis for the first time when I first started playing Marvel Rivals, and I was like, I'm used to hero shooters, and this is overwhelming, right? There were so many different things. I still don't know how to fucking play that girl. Because the idea
I thought she was similar to Luna.
No, not at all. She's so much more utility based than Luna, where Luna is very straightforward. Luna is basically Anna. So it's no different to me. Luna is basically you shoot your friends, or you shoot the enemy, and then you can sleep people, but sleep is just a freeze, right? And then your ultimate is Lucio ult. Or sorry, Zenyatta ult, but then you can change it to be Lucia or Baptiste ult, but AoE version. It's weird. It's a super weird. Luna's a great character. I love Luna. She's my bae. But
see the new skin?
Huh?
Did you see the new Luna skin that got announced today?
Mm-mm.
It looks pretty good. I think you're gonna like it.
Dude, I've been wanting to get the Psylocke skin. I don't even fucking play that character. I think the Psylocke skin looks really good.
I pretty much learned Psylocke just to get the booty skin.
Yeah, hell yeah. But there's. I lost my train of thought completely now. We started talking about booty skins.
Start thinking about that ass.
No. Mantis is she has like her heal, but then she also has like a damage boost, and then she can heal herself. But then she has another utility. And then her ultimate's kind of an AoE thing, but she can still. And then her DPS is weird. I don't know, man. I don't like Mantis. I just don't. I'm not a huge fan of Mantis. I can't get into her. I did get really into Adam
Skill
Warlock.
issue.
Yeah, it is a skill issue. It's just I think the thing that's kind of that I feel like needs to happen with Marvel. The things that I want to see is I want to see the way that ranked works. I want that to be redone. I'm sorry. I think that there is absolutely a place for placement matches. I think that it's so silly to. And here's the thing. I think that you should be able to do placement matches, but have those placement matches only go up to like gold. So like if you win all 10 of your placement matches, you automatically go into gold, right? Or if you lose, you get placed in like a silver or bronze, whatever, right? But have it be somewhere where like you're not getting shot up into diamond immediately, but you're not starting in fucking bronze. You're not starting in the fucking at the bottom and because it's so disheartening. I don't ever want to play fucking rank because I don't want to be in silver with all these fucking, you know.
I would just say if anybody is starting out comp or ranked in Marvel Rivals, just have a stack. You need 4 or 6 people.
But that's man, and that's
honestly the only reason I got out.
It's the only thing. It feels like. I mean, well, the funny thing is, our buddy Ramsey, he got in a plat. He did it solo. you know, so it's totally
Yeah, but
possible.
Ramsey's a real gamer. Like he's
Ramsey's an
really
actual fucking gamer.
he's a real gamer.
Yeah, for sure. He's still young too, so he's got that.
Oh yeah,
He's got
still
that
got the
ability.
reflexes.
Yeah, dude. Um,
He's probably not drunk when he's playing either.
yeah. Oh man. But yeah, man, that, and then I want to see a little bit better. I'm fine with having more than a 4 second queue time if it means that I have a little bit fairer of a game. You know what I mean? I'm fine with just please tweak the matchmaking just a little bit. Because I'm tired of being like, oh well, we just got shit on 3 times in a row. Here comes my bot match. I'm tired of being able to read that. You know what I mean? It's
Love
just
that bot match.
It feels so good. But you know they're bots. You know, you watch the Jeff.
They're real.
You watch the Jeff eat like 3 people, and then he swims, and then like stops, and then swims over, and like he doesn't really know what he's doing, and then he spits you out. You know, so it's like, okay, yeah, okay, God. Oh man.
Got you hot. Got you heated. Look at you.
I've been getting heated regularly, man. It's funny too, because I talked to my girlfriend earlier today, and she said something that just got me going. And I don't know what it's been, what's in the air, or what's like, but dude, I've been getting very passionate about stuff very recently. You know, when there's a topic that really that I feel passionate about, I get energized. You know.
And then you come here on your little soapbox and just get to yell and shout. Them kids off my lawn.
Yeah, damn. I think because everything else I've been working on has been really kind of chill. Like, the podcast is always super chill to me. Like, it's just kind of like, yeah, we just sitting here shooting the shit. And then the new video that I'm working on.
We make a list of topics. It's hard.
Yeah. And then the new video I'm working on has been very chill because it's just like.
Oh, speaking of,
yeah.
I went back. I was re-listening to our last episode, and you said it was going to be out by the end of January.
That shit did not happen. So, you know, what's funny, man, is I really underestimated the amount of work I was going to have to put into it.
As you always do, or like as people always do.
Yeah. Well, the thing about it was, man, is I was thinking about it, and I was like, it wasn't that much footage, or it wasn't that, and like, dude, it was a lot. It was not only was it because I can tell you where I'm at in the process. I've got the video edited. I need to trim some of the fat a big part of trimming the fat is going to come with doing the narration, which is the hardest part that I think is going to happen. That's going to be the most time consuming thing. The other thing that I need to do is figure out, so I'm going to score the video, which means that there's going to be like background tracks and like music that happens and shit like that. I already have music picked out, and I know how it's going to flow in and out. And I already have a majority of the video done. There's 3 sections that I need to kind of fill out with B-roll and narration, and then I'll do the regular narration over that. But it's just been like it was one of those things where like I started it with this idea of like, this is going to be super easy and fun. Not at all.
And then you hit that wall.
Not at all. I'm at that point. I think I need at least another week or 2. You know, my girlfriend's having surgery at the end of this week, so obviously that's kind of slowing things down. But I'm hoping that like middle of February. Like I want to be realistic, and I also want to try.
I'm expecting that out before episode 19.
Yes, I think that's reasonable. Again, a lot of what it is more so I need to basically spend an entire day working on narration and working on, because like basically when I go back to work on it again, because I'm gonna work on it tomorrow, it'll be doing the score, and I think once I have the score down, it's gonna help me set the tone, because I already have like how it's gonna be narrated. And to give people an idea about what I'm doing, so Shadows of Doubt
No spoilers.
is a procedurally generated detective game. I did a whole playthrough where I solved a case, and I'm basically going to narrate my process as the detective, right? And also be able, like, I want to be able to like inform people about the world that Shadows of Doubt takes place in, like as if it's like you're watching an episode of a detective noir, right? That's kind of what I'm going for.
What's the city called? What's the city in the game called?
So the city I'll give you a little bit of lore. So the city is called New Eden. That's the city that I made. That's the one I generated. And it's named after the head of a company called Starch Cola that has been elected as president of the UAS, the United Atlantic States. There's a man named Eden Kruger, because the way that the game starts is you're starting the day after Eden Kruger dies. That's that, and you're starting in this city. Eden Kruger has died. His daughter Apple Kruger takes over.
Apple Kruger.
And you start in the city. Obviously, that really has nothing to do with the actual gameplay, but it works well into my own narrative, right? Of like New Eden being this like promised land. But...
Here it comes. Are you ready for it? Is the Law and Order like dun dun? Is that trademarked? Can you use that?
I don't. I think I can. I think I can use it. I'm not gonna.
In the city of New Eden.
I thought about doing something like that, and I think maybe down the line I could do like a whole separate series like that.
And then you flash Ice-T for like half a second.
Yeah, hell yeah. I just edited his face in onto like one of the people walking by. No, I wanted to go for more of like a 50s noir kind of vibe, but also kind of cyberpunky, because the world is like a hyper industrialized version of like the 80s essentially. Like as if like technology had sped up but also slowed down in certain ways. Like
Never
they use
progressed.
they use what's called, instead of electronic mail, they have vacuum mail, where mail is traveling through a series of tubes.
Oh, dude. Does it make a satisfying like thump?
No, you don't get to see it.
Bullshit
but
game.
It's yeah, it is bullshit. I agree. But you can send stuff, like there's an email that in the process of the investigation that I did with the video, there was an email that my victim got from her boss that was like, "Hey, can you not send your clothes through the Vmail?" Just, I don't know. It's just interesting. And the thing that I like the most is that there isn't like a set narrative. You basically get to make the narrative, right? So I can take context clues and like parts of the environment and then create the story from there, which is what I'm really enjoying. Or what I really enjoyed about kind of the editing process, to be able to like, let me focus on this part of this, or let me focus on this part of this. The way that I'm doing is kind of, it's chopped up into locations. So every time it changes location, I'll tell you, right? And then we can kind of get an idea. Obviously, you don't know any of these. They're not real streets. They're all made up streets and made up places. But, and then I think, and I have a name for if it becomes a series, right? So it's funny because I talked with a really good friend of mine, shout out Flickr, and they were telling me about, I asked them, I picked their brain about, what the fuck do I call this? What do I call this if it becomes like something that I do kind of semi-regularly? And the first thing they said, like we went through a whole like 30 plus names, right? But the first thing they said was the one that stuck. And so the series is going to be called, so the game series is called Shadows of Doubt, but the series that I'm making is called Strange Lights Cast. And it's Strange Lights Cast Shadows of Doubt. Yeah. So it's going to be fun. I'm enjoying it. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
So I'm excited. Again, it's a process. Haley is helping me out with a thumbnail, and
Coming soon.
Soon. Yeah. Again, I'm hoping by the time that I maybe will line it up with the release of episode 19. We'll see.
We'll have a watch party.
I don't know about that, but we definitely could.
I'm gonna record my own reaction to your video.
Oh man, I feel like you're gonna be like, just like passed out. I think even if it's like a boring fucking whatever video, it's just been fun for me to like go through the process. I've learned new techniques through editing, which has been really cool. So all in all, it's more of just like, I think for my own pleasure and fun, and yeah, it's been just a cool little project to work on. So check that out. Hopefully soon. Hopefully it'll be out soon. Who knows? Oh, man.
You sparked a thought in me when you were talking there.
Mm-hmm.
You were talking about doing a score. You reached out to somebody for music, right?
Initially, I did. I reached out to.
I know, and your brother said he wouldn't be a good fit for it.
Yeah, his
how
music
I know that?
stylings. Yeah, I do know how you know that. Go ahead.
Because last weekend, me and Silas's brother, shout out Chris,
Hell yeah,
we went and saw Too Many Zoos.
Too
and
Many
Moon
Zoos.
Hooch.
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
Moon Hooch. I had heard a little bit, a song or two maybe on Spotify, but
I thought you were familiar with them.
I mean, like I knew of them, and I'd probably listen to a few songs, but I wasn't like hyped to see them.
Mm-hmm.
But they were phenomenal, dude.
Hell yeah.
Seriously, like,
He was,
here's the weird part.
Okay, go ahead.
Here's the weird part for me. I've gone to so many metal concerts in my life, and this is probably like my third concert I've ever been to in a large crowd of people where I'm not kind of like bracing myself a little bit, like where's the pit? Where's somebody that's gonna fly off the stage or fly into me? And it was just magical, man. It was everybody was just dancing, the whole crowd just dancing away.
Hell yeah.
These dudes on the stage jamming their saxophones. The drummer for Moon Hooch was insane, dude. He was insane.
Yeah.
And it was just so much fun. Great show. If any listeners ever have, I would recommend checking out Too Many Zoos. I would recommend checking out Moon Hooch. And if you have the chance to go see him live, go. It was great, man.
Yeah, he told me. So it's funny because I think the day after I had dinner with him, or I had lunch.
Oh yeah,
it was my dad.
Yeah, he talked about trying to visit you and your dad while he's in town. Yep.
Yeah. We went and we had lunch at this place, this nice little burger place, and he was telling me about the show and how amazing the show was. And I was like, hell yeah. I'm glad. It's so funny, man, because I need to tell this story. Initially, before you two started talking, when we started doing the podcast, right? He would message me and be like, you would mention some music. I want to say maybe it was Too Many Zoos that you mentioned.
I think it was.
Yeah. Even before that, when you were mentioning like Lamb of God, other bands, like he would be like, Kirby has great, taste in music. Cause shout out Chris, man. He watches every episode. He's been watching since episode 1.
He's a real one.
He's a fucking real one. And he goes, man, you gotta tell Kirby, he's got such great taste in music. I really like these bands. Will you tell him for me? And then I would tell you, and then you'd be like, oh, tell him I like this. And I'd be like, why don't you two just talk to each other? Like,
we were courting, okay?
Oh my God. And then, but the funny thing is I feel like after the first conversation that y'all had, I think you came to me or he did, one or the other, and you were like, yeah, we're going to go see a show. And that was the first show that y'all were going to go see. Like, yeah, we're actually going to go see a show together. Like, oh, okay. So now he's talking about.
Pretty sure I messaged you and said, Chris is my brother now.
Oh yeah. Something along those lines. Yeah. It's just like, oh God. Yeah. Chris is fantastic, man. There's a whole story about how I even because I didn't know Chris until I was a little bit older. And so there's a whole story behind that, but it's a whole wild set of events. But man, yeah, Chris is amazing. Great older brother. Fucking great guy in general.
Good dude.
I think even if he wasn't my brother, I'd still be like, this guy's fucking awesome.
He's
a dude. He's a good dude. And he was telling me that he's interested in coming to QuakeCon, so we'll see him for that. He
joined my QuakeCon Discord, and I was like, what are you doing in here?
I invited him because I was like, because he was like, yeah, I was like, well, you've already met Kirby and you know me, so that's already that's the step into the door that you need to take getting into QuakeCon.
That's like 1/15 of the crew.
Yeah. Oh shit. So yeah, hopefully next year, next year, later this year when we go, he'll be there with us. So I know Haley's gonna come for a couple days. So we're gonna have a big crew this year. God damn.
I know that stops growing.
Yeah.
Someday it'll just be Z11 Con.
Z11 Con, yeah, hell yeah. Damn. What a wild ride that'd be.
Dude, let the A2M guys hear this. They're gonna come after us.
Yeah, they're gonna start recruiting numbers. Like we gotta increase our ranks. This is unbelievable. There's 50 of those guys though.
There's
right?
a lot.
There's tons.
And they have the tradition. We need a tradition besides Duff's. We need a tradition in the BYOC. At midnight, we all take our pants off,
wave them around.
They take their shirts off and get drunk and play Quake. That's their thing.
Yeah, and they do a chant on Saturday night.
Or we'll all put on cowboy hats.
I'd be down for that. I'm planning on buying one in the future for reasons.
Oh yeah. It
took you there.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
No spoilers. Yeah. I love tradition. I'm a big fan of tradition. I think creating tradition is really important to me. And yeah, I don't know what we would do. I don't know. To me, the tradition is just getting together and hanging out, and playing games and shooting the shit. I know
not enough.
One thing that's happened to me is at least the last time that I was at QuakeCon, I didn't do hardly any fucking game, and it was mostly just shooting the shit,
What's funny is you in previous years were always the gamer. You were like, nope, don't
Yeah.
care about the events. Don't know. I'm not even hungry. I'm gaming.
Yeah. Yeah. And now it's like, I'm like, I think at one point we were playing modded, oh, what's that fucking
Lethal Company.
Lethal Company. Yeah. And some guy just walked up to me and I just completely like stopped gaming to then like have a full blown conversation with him. And I'm like, what's up, dude? Like, just, oh,
And what was his name?
I don't remember.
And where is he at now?
In the QuakeCon Discord, I think. He's in the Z11 Discord too.
Is he really?
Yeah, because it was the dude that was dressed up as the Quake guy. I think he was, or he was dressed up as somebody, and he was a younger guy. He's like younger than us. Like he's like I think he's like he just turned 20 or something like that, and he was there with his dad. And was like, man, yeah, we're actually thinking about coming and like bringing our rigs and stuff next year. And I was like, cool, dude, you can sit with us. I was really drunk at the time.
You just recruited 2 more Z11. You're just packing Duffs out.
Dude, yeah, that's the other thing too, man. I'm really worried about like,
I'm not.
No? You think
I
it'll be
loved
fine?
it. So just for those unaware, during QuakeCon, our annual tradition is on the Saturday we go out to this wing restaurant up the road and we get hot wings. And in previous years, we've called them ahead like, hey, we got 20 people coming at this time. And they're like, cool. The next year, we got 25 coming at this time. Cool.
Yeah.
This last year, we said we got 35 coming. And they're like, we can't do that.
Yeah, we
and
can't
we
do a
were like,
reservation.
Well, we're showing up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's the thing is like, so the initial, I made the reservation, and I told them, I was like, here, we're going to be there about 2:00 because one, we're gamers and no one's going to be up before noon.
We're waking up at the crack of 1 p.m. and coming up there.
And two, I wanted to, there's no feasible way that we could have called ahead and been like, or not called ahead and been like, and just showed up with 35 people, right? That's one, it's a dick move. And two, not feasible, right? So I wanted to make sure I called them earlier in the week. I said, hey, listen, we're showing up, right? Because the initial guy that I called was like, hey, we can't do reservations. Saturdays are just way too busy for us. And I was like, we're going to be there anyways.
Well, I might want to write it down. Yeah.
I was like, can I speak to someone? Because like, this is not the first year we've done this. Can I speak to someone who like, because he was like, I'm kind of new. So I was like, I'm not going to, whatever. Just give me someone who knows better,
Listen here,
please.
Guy,
yeah.
Write it down.
And so I talked to, I guess, one of the managers or whatever. And I was like, hey, like, we're going to show up with like 35 people. Hope that's cool. And they're like, yeah, we'll figure it out.
Like, they did.
Dude,
all kudos to that restaurant. I've gone in there. They're packed. Not even a place to sit.
Yeah.
And they just plow through people.
Yeah. Yeah.
You tell the waitress what you want, and it's like she walks to the back and immediately brings it out. You're like, how in the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. They're cooking back there. Yeah. Their ability to handle all of us has always been really good. I think that's why we keep going back. Is one, not only because the food is fucking awesome, but also
the super
service.
Hot, baby.
Oh my God.
Super hot sauce. I could drink it.
Although
I wasn't drinking it this year because that was the day after the hot nut.
Yeah, you were definitely in a bit of pain. God damn. Oh man.
Is that where I was when these random people showed up that you added to the crew? Was I dying in the bathroom after the hot nut?
No, this was Saturday. I was like losing my voice. Because I had been yelling like all day, and it was just like, well, we were also sitting kind of at opposite ends of the row, which is not going to be the case next year since my girlfriend and your wife are going to be sitting next to each other.
Hey,
so
we're going to be 2 people apart.
To be fair, what's actually going to happen is it's going to be me on the end, and then Ramsey right next to me, and then Haley on the other side of Ramsey. I just haven't told her yet. Sorry, babe. I love you. I'm never not going to sit next to Ramsey. I love Ramsey.
You're going to have to put Ramsey on the end.
Fuck that.
Who would you rather disappoint? Ramsey or your wife or your girlfriend?
My girlfriend. I'm just kidding.
Ooh, cut that.
She knows I'm fucking with her. No, I think that's probably what's going to have to happen. It's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. I love the end.
You got to sacrifice.
Oh, man. It's rough. It's a sacrifice I think I'm willing to make. I don't
think I've ever sat on the end.
Dude, it's the shit. I never want to go back. I think the first year that I got to sit on the end, I was like, I'm never going. It's so nice. You have so much room. People are passing you by. You get to say hi to you, whatever. I don't know. It's just cool, man. I like being on the end.
That's why you didn't do any gaming.
That's true. I was too busy chit chatting. If you're in the middle of the row,
right in the middle and keep you focused.
Yeah, true. Man, yeah, I feel like really like Thursday and Friday were really the only games that, or no, really only Friday. No, Thursday too, because I was up real late. It was like me, Jesse, and Zach, and we were like the only ones gaming. And the rest of the time, yeah, I think once I started getting social, I was like, well, I guess I'm just social. Here we go.
I guess I'm just social.
Yeah. So it was a lot of socializing. It was a lot of cruising and all that stuff. So
kind of tangentially related. We got DreamHack tickets this week for me and my wife and the kid.
Hell yeah.
And Kevin.
Super.
That's coming in May.
That's June? Oh, May.
Dude, it like magically lined up this year. I didn't even know the dates, to be honest with you. It was just like, DreamHack, we're going to go buy the tickets.
Yeah.
And then today I was like, oh, I wonder where the dates are. So I go look, and it is May, I think, 23rd, 24th, and 25th. So it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That Friday is my son's last day of school. And then on Monday, it's Memorial Day, and I'm off work.
Perfect.
It just couldn't have worked out better.
Hell yeah. I think, I mean, maybe one year I'll go, but it's never, I think TJ and I were talking about this earlier today. It's one of those things where like DreamHack has never really appealed to me. I know last year I almost had the opportunity to go, but it just, even still, I was just like, it's not really my thing. It's never been, I'm ready for QuakeCon.
It's more of an event.
Yeah.
Whereas QuakeCon is more of a LAN.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it is still an excuse for me to take a day off work and just hang out with my friends for 3 days and drink and do nothing but play games and walk around.
Yeah.
See cool shit.
Yeah, for sure. I think I'm hoping for this year at QuakeCon that it's more, we get to do, we get more shit to look at. Because it was like, I think a big part of in the Quake, if you guys want more info, you can go watch the QuakeCon episode. But it's definitely one of those things where it was a little disappointing with the lack of stuff. I remember I brought my girlfriend up to look at it, and I was like, here's this, and here's this, and we're done. You know what I mean? It was just like,
here's the balls.
Yeah.
Here's the G Fuel. Here's the, what was it, like mouse pads or whatever?
Yeah. It was like art, and then there was like
back to the BYOC.
Lightsabers and shit. Just like, okay, that's cool.
There's that stage where that dude broke his ass.
Yeah, dude. Boing. I still remember you asked me to edit that. It was funny. God.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful. That was wild. No front flipping off the stage.
I think I'm going to train up and see if I can do a front flip this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Front flips, I feel like back flips would be easier. Weirdly enough.
I feel like if I'm jumping forward, I have a better chance at rotating my body forward and not breaking my neck.
But if you're on an elevated surface, I feel like you have more ability to like go down, like you get more like jump in your knees to then propel yourself backwards. Whereas like, I mean, I guess if you're doing forward momentum, like, I don't know. I've always, every time I watch people do either or, to me, backflips always look easier. Like, I think that's why people can do more backflips. Because, like, think about how many people who can do front flips. Like, without their hands, I mean. You know what I mean?
How many people do you know that can do backflips or front flips?
None, but I'm talking about when I watch videos and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know anybody either. I knew this one guy, and then he
like
jumped off the stage at QuakeCon. He couldn't do a front flip after all.
I feel like I've seen, anytime I see videos, it's like people doing like running up walls and backflipping, or like they have a ledge and they're backflipping off the ledge, or like, you're doing like I feel like anytime you're doing anything forwards, it's going into a handstand. And I feel like front flipping.
I just want to see you do a flip. I don't care which way you go. Do a flip.
There you go. Do a barrel roll.
No. You specifically,
Me?
Silas. I want you to do a flip.
No.
Come on.
I'm too big to flip. I feel like
no.
I'm too big to flip.
You got that long hair. It's like a pendulum that'll keep you balanced.
Absolutely not. That's the opposite. It'll get in my face and disorient me, and then I'll crash and die.
Only one way to find out.
Start flipping.
And then I guess TJ will take your spot as co-host. People liked him.
He's already been on. He's offered to edit.
That's the funny part. Well, Silas died. TJ, you're in. Also, you're the editor now. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck. Yeah. It's not that hard. It's not, I've got it down to a ritual at this point where it's just like,
oh shit, can we transfer your editing software license before you go? Right before the flip, I need you to sign this paper.
I actually don't know how that would work. Maybe, I don't know. That'd be funny.
I'm just gonna go pick up your computer and take it to TJ.
Jesse knows my login, so there you go.
Perfect.
With your powers combined, you'll basically just replace me. There you go. Now all you have to do, you gotta. TJ's gonna have to wear a big wig. He's gonna have to grow the facial hair out.
I need to get him some glasses.
Glasses, yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna have to match the piercings, everything.
I can't picture TJ with hair like that.
I couldn't either, actually. I can picture it like, a little bit longer, maybe like down below the ears, but like beyond that, I don't see it. It's funny how like there's certain people that you're like, man, I can't, like, I think I've known you now long enough and okay, that's maybe a bad example. Tyler is one of those people that like, I don't think I could ever imagine him with short hair. I mean,
I've never known him with anything else.
Yeah. I could never imagine him with, I think when we first met, I had short hair, but then as I kind of went through the years, yeah, because I only started growing my hair out like 5 years ago, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, that I really started just being like, fuck it, I guess I'm gonna have long hair now. Forever and ever, I got the same haircut, 2 on the sides, take a couple inches off the top. There you go. That was my haircut. And then one day I just was like, I need to go get a haircut. I'm not going to go get a haircut though.
Nah.
Fuck it. Cause I've seen pictures of you, and I think I've also seen you with like longer hair. Yeah. Long enough to be able to put into a ponytail. So.
Yeah. Cause we had that LAN party at Loki's house.
Yeah.
Maybe it was one of the virtual QuakeCons actually. Or maybe it was just a random one we did.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And you had the longer hair.
I grew my hair out for like 2 years, and then I just couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah.
I can't hang.
Well, it's the same with our buddy Jesse. Like when we were younger, he always did a buzz cut. Always. He never had long hair.
Even when I first met him, he would buzz it.
Yeah. And then one day it was just like, he just did cut his hair. And the next thing you know, it was like, he's got this long fucking hair. You know what I mean? Longer than mine.
That's how he's been for years now.
Yeah. It's, I don't know. There's some times when it's like, man, I have a hard time. Like I think now I have a hard time imagining myself with short hair again. I think that it would be really, it would be culture shock to me, because I'm so used to having long hair that like, oh, I love this shit. But like, oh yeah. But I don't know. I don't know. It's just an interesting thought. Something weird to think about. But anyways, we would love
That's the weirdest thing we've discussed on this episode.
Is it really? Not fetus reaper?
Yeah, no. Yeah, hair's way more weird.
True. When you think about hair in general, it is a really weird concept. Like,
oh my gosh,
it's something that like grows out of your body that like it's an old evolutionary adaptation to keep us warm during colder climates. Just like how eyelashes are an evolutionary adaptation to keep dirt and sand and debris out of our eyes. How the fuck did we figure that shit out? How did our bodies and everything else, how do we figure out like, God, before eyelashes, how were people living where they were just like, fuck my eyes? You know what I mean? Before people had hair, were they like, God, I'm so cold? I guess it'd be the opposite, because we went from being covered in hair to now having less hair.
There's something to be said here about evolution and how we don't understand it. You and I.
Yeah, I think there's people who do understand it. You and I don't.
No. I have no official stance to make on that subject. Hair was cool. It's fine.
There's a great Bill Burr quote where he's actually talking to Joe Rogan of all people, and he's talking about, Joe starts talking about something or another health related, and he stops him. He goes, Joe, are you and I fucking doctors? Then I guess we probably have nothing to say about this subject, right? It's like, you're probably right. We aren't evolutionary scientists, so we probably don't have much to say.
We'll leave that to the anthropologists
Yeah.
and the experts.
Someone who has something
We'll leave it to
meaningful
Bones.
say. Leave it to Bones. Yeah. Lord knows, yeah, neither of us have anything fucking interesting to say about it. Oh, well, I say that. We probably have something interesting to say about it. Nothing that of meaning.
Accurate.
Yeah, nothing accurate, yeah. The eyelash thing's accurate. That's a real thing. That's what eyelashes are for. Keep debris and shit out of your eyes.
Pretty sure it's just to put makeup on.
It's just purely invented for mascara.
Invented. One day, a human woman thousands of years ago said, "You know what I need? Pop these up." And then every human after that just eyelashes. Honestly, good on her.
Dude, everyone knows in the history books the great Eyelashia. Founder of the eyelash. Oh man. I don't know why that makes me think of like the question of like when people go, man, who's the first person to be like, they look at a cow and they look at the udders of a cow and they go, I'm gonna drink the stuff that comes out of there.
Mm-hmm. I bet there's something good in there. Or a beehive.
Yeah. Who the fuck was like, check this shit out. This is awesome.
They gotta be guarding something in there. No way that many assholes are surrounding something not good.
Oh, Christ. Yeah. Oh, man.
There's a whole joke in It's Always Sunny about if hornets can make honey. And they're like, no, they cannot. And he's like, well, I'm going to go check. They got to be guarding something good in there.
Oh, my God. Oh, shit. I don't know why every time I think of hornets, I just think of like, there's this YouTube video that's like several years old that talks about like this 100 hornets killing like 1 million bees or some crazy shit like that. Like hornets are fucking scary, dude. They're big and they're fucking scary.
Yeah.
And they fuck bees up. But then there's
hornets are just scary in general.
Then there's the what was it, like the Japanese bees that like they'll cover the hornet scout and then vibrate their bodies to raise the internal temperature of like the area and kill the hornet. Dude, nature's fucking crazy.
Nature is so metal.
Dude, nature is so metal. We need to have a fucking nature episode where we just talk about crazy shit that we find out about nature.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Welcome to the Time Well Meant Nature Special.
Yeah.
Dun dun.
Dun dun. Oh my God. What do you got planned for episode 20? We're getting close.
Oh, I got plans. I've been doing a little research.
Have you?
We're gonna do a little. It's gonna be, call it a modern history lesson.
I was gonna say, are you gonna do the same thing that we talked about?
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it. I don't know if you actually did. You mention it on the podcast? No,
Nope.
you didn't. Okay. You mentioned it to me. I'm really stoked. I'm the type of person. I think we've had this conversation where it's like, if you can convey interesting thoughts to me with like passion and like you clearly are interested in that subject, to me, I'm all in. I'm there.
Yep.
I'm paying all the attentions, right?
It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be unexpected.
Yeah, for sure.
It's an odd topic, but it is something I'm so morbidly curious about that I've done all kinds of research and watched all kinds of videos, and I just have a hard time believing any of it's real, but I know it is. So we're gonna talk about it.
I was gonna say, has there been anything? I without giving anything away, has there been any research that you've done where it's like, oh, damn, I did not know that, like something that really like just took you back, or?
Yes, there has, and I have it on a notepad on my work computer because I was working really hard one day and researching.
Hell yeah. It's making me, like, I will say, because I think the way that I've done my episodes, it's like I'm just riffing off the top of my head with like the knowledge that I have, where you have like organized notes and you're like, I have everything researched and all this, and that's fucking
because
cool.
There's some chronological order that is necessary.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
And then you're just going to interject random questions, and there's going to be a lot of random shit that's just wild.
Yeah, it is gonna be wild.
It's not metal related. No music in this one. Literally no music in this one.
Foreshadowing. look up aspects of history with lack of music.
They're on to us.
Yeah. Look up in the history books where music cannot be found. That's your riddle for the for the topic.
Give you another clue
episode 20.
next week. Next episode 19.
Damn. Are we what do you think? You think that's That's good. Anything else you wanna talk about? What else? What else you got in your brain?
I think we really appreciate all of our listeners. Thank you so much for tuning in, whether you're family, friends, or random people all across the world. Appreciate you. Like and subscribe, leave a comment. It helps out.
Absolutely.
I'm going to throw that out there. The sponsor of this episode was me, so help me out.
Please. Oh, shit. Yeah, we would love to talk to you about... We would love to sit here and give you riddles. We'd love to sit here and riddle your little hearts away. But after all that has been said and done, I think that was time well meant. I have been dialed in to this drama.
Communication is alpha.